Hello, beautiful people. Logan here with Presently Impermanent. I got a new mic just for you, and the mic is not that good, so I have to do post-production editing to make it sound better. But you probably don't care about that. You probably care about the Heart Chakra. We are on chakra number 4 of the 7-part series, and today we are talking about my favorite one, the heart. The heart's really cool because it is at the central point of the 7 chakra system. It is right in the middle. And so this actually connects the bottom half, your grounded chakras, to your top part, from the throat, the third eye, to the crown. And this is really where the magic happens, in the heart. Anahata Hrit Pankaja, you don't need to memorize this. This means 12-petaled lotus, heart. The heart is associated with the color green in terms of the Hindu system, and it's really related to love and relationships. Like, everyone really relates the heart these days to love, right? But this is your relationship with yourself. This is your relationship with other people, your ability to give and receive love. All of this is coming from the heart. And when your heart is open, when it's expanded, when it's able to be fully embodied and trusting that no one's going to destroy it, we live completely differently. We live very openly. We live with more compassion. We live with more understanding of other people. The hard part is a lot of people have had issues with relationships in the past. Sometimes you can be too heart open and you can end up getting yourself into bad situations because you trust everyone. I had situations like that happen to me. In Colombia, I used to be very trusting of a lot of people to the point where I didn't have any boundaries, and then I attracted certain people that were teaching me, don't be that open with the heart. So we can give too much, and if we get hurt, we can close up. And a lot of issues come from people having closed hearts and not being able to understand boundaries and when to open it back up, right? So with the heart chakra, center chest, okay? The heart is anatomically located on the left side of your chest. This is Pledge of Allegiance, right? But the energy center is actually located in the middle here. Color is green, element is air. Sound, yam, you can practice this sound. It helps you and your body get to the frequency of the sound, okay? The animal associated with this is the antelope. This has to do with passion, joy of being alive. People who have their heart open, you can feel it. They are excited to see you. It's like a golden retriever. They're so full of joy. They're so happy to be alive. They're so present. And there's no expectation from another person. It's just they're there, right? They're fully present with you. Unconscious beliefs about relationships and need to let go of those you hold on to. So whatever relationships you have now, if you have relationships with someone, maybe you have a partner that you're having issues with, maybe you're in an abusive relationship, maybe you have a business partner or a boss who treats you like crap. That is because you have negative unconscious beliefs about how relationships actually work. And so if you have bad relationships in your life, it's really a sign for you to look at where you can change and transmute how you're showing up. If you have a boss that walks all over you, that means you probably need to insert more boundaries. And when you do that, your heart will actually open more. That's really taking care of yourself at the highest level. For some people, opening their heart more. They're so closed off, they don't trust anything. They think everything's out to get them. So whatever you're attracting in your life right now, you need to let go of the things that you're holding on to related to past relationships and your beliefs about love. A lot of the people I work with in my coaching business, a lot of people have childhood trauma. And depending on how that trauma has shown up, anyone can have trauma. It is how the mind perceives what happened to the person, and if they're able to clear it from their body. But certain people will have certain trauma related to their perception of what happened, or something very traumatic can happen, and they can create grooves in their mind based on how they receive love. And these grooves over time, if we don't figure out a way to remold and reshape them into ways that we want to now take control, the mind will run the show, and you'll continue to attract toxic relationships. So understanding this about yourself, really important. The heart is also associated with your ability to give and receive. On my end of things, I am continuing to notice I actually have not been very good at receiving. I've been very good at giving. I've been very adamant my whole life about trying to give more to others. And I had to learn a lot in my entrepreneurial journey. You can give and give and give, and sometimes you won't receive at all. You also need to be able and open to receive. There's a book by Gary Vee, I think it's Jab, 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 Punch. He talks about you give, 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 and then you ask. Well, if you don't know how to receive, you won't actually be receptive to asking, and it will feel bad, and you'll feel guilty about it. And some people who are really good at receiving and get praise all the time, they don't know how to giving their time through listening to other people. So giving and receiving is really one of the gateways to having more loving relationships, and that is not only related to other people, it's the relationship you have with yourself as well. Yep, pretty much covered that with that last sentence. Relationship with self, so self in self and self in the divine. Some people have a really strong connection with themselves. I know a couple people that come to mind in my life right now. They have a really strong connection with themselves, but they don't have any faith in something bigger. And so when you don't have a faith in something bigger, you don't really have anything to fall back on. You can trust yourself and you can fall back on yourself, but what happens when you have days where you're not there for yourself? When you have trust in the divine, whether that's the universe or God, you have something to go back to where you can open your heart to, and you can know that no matter what happens or no matter how you feel, you have something that you can fall back on and trust fully. A lot of people who have closed hearts don't believe in God, they're atheists. And that's anecdotal experience. I don't have any scientific research for this. This is just what I've seen with a lot of people that I've worked with and talked to, and I used to be an atheist, and my heart was pretty closed. Relationship with the world related to yourself. So all of this stuff that we just talked about, all of the things that you're attracting, it's all a reflection of how your heart is, how open or how closed it is. And so if we want to open it more, if we want to learn how to open it and also how to close it, it's really important to start getting in touch with it more. So heart-centered meditation, what you can do, you can sit down and you can just focus on this energy center, right? You can imagine the color green, you can imagine air passing in this energy center, and you can chant yum, yum. What you want to do when you're focusing on the heart is you want to imagine there is a little tiny sliver in an envelope. This is called the envelope of the heart. And so when you're practicing sitting with your eyes closed, you can just focus on a very, very tiny area. Think of just like a needle getting shoved into your heart. It doesn't have to be painful. Just think of there's a little tiny slit, and you'll find it eventually. You'll start to feel a little bit of a feeling. When you start feeling that feeling, just breathe into the envelope of the heart. And as you breathe into it and you accept it and you're like, oh, that's it, you will begin to allow that to expand. And ultimately, a lot of the work that I do with people is getting them back into their body so that they can understand these energy centers. And when you can understand the heart more, you can be in situations where you are really feeling free and joyous and like a little kid, and you can feel it in your heart, and you're like, oh, my heart's so open right now. And you get enough of those experiences, and then before you know it, you can start turning it on, and you can start knowing when you're disconnected from it. And that's really important. This is the relationship with yourself. I'm open to receive. A mantra that you can say Again, a lot of people with closed hearts, they aren't able to receive love. For me, my perception of my childhood, I probably didn't receive as much love as I would have liked, and that's no fault to my parents. They did the best they could with what they had, and I also was a kid. I didn't know how to assert my needs, right? But for me, walking around and saying, I am open to receive, I'm open to receive what you can give me, universe, God, whatever. I am open to receive, reminding yourself that you are focusing your attention on not just giving all of your energy away, and that you're also open to getting more energy back to you, right? Mirror meditation, go into a mirror, look yourself dead in the eyes, stare at yourself, make eye contact with your left eye to your left eye in the mirror, and just repeat, I love myself, I love myself, I love myself. If you want to get really intimate, you talk to yourself in the first person. I love you, Logan. You go really deep. It's super uncomfortable. If this is new to you, it's super uncomfortable. It's not fun. If you do this every day, just for 1 minute, 5 minutes, it will change you. You'll start to feel stuff here, and you'll also start to see changes in your relationships. Nature immersion, just getting out into nature. Nature is, don't go to the Amazon. The Amazon's crazy and it's dangerous, but going out into a nice, beautiful, serene setting with a lot of green, it just opens the heart a lot, and it allows you to reconnect with yourself at the highest level. Obviously, if you're just in nature on your phone the whole time, it's going to be not a complete waste, but it's not going to be as rewarding as going out there and disconnecting and just being present with nature. Yam, that's the chant that you can use. And then the forgiveness prayer, this is Ho'opono. So Ho'opono is a Hawaiian traditional practice that is essentially the practice of forgiveness. And it's really been beneficial for me to learn how to forgive other people. If you want to open your heart and you want to remove the scars that you have from past experiences that might be holding you back from being able to really step into your full power, usually it's because forgiveness is the lack of forgiveness actually it's a poison. Like if we can't forgive and we hold on to resentment, it is a poison that damages us from the inside while the other person is going on with their life. So a really important thing that you can say is, I thank you, I love you, please forgive me, I forgive you. And you can say this, you can sing it, but you imagine in meditation that you're in front of this other person. And you can imagine seeing this person and allow all the negative feelings you have to come up with them. If they've wronged you, if they've hurt you, allow that to come up, sit in it, and then just imagine you sending light into their heart. And you can recite, I thank you, I love you, please forgive me, I forgive you. And you say that enough, you will really start to feel it. Maybe at first you don't mean it, maybe there's some anger, maybe it feels like a chore. Eventually you'll get into the groove and you'll start actually feeling something, and this is one of the best ways that you can release resentment towards other people. So that is it on the heart chakra. I'll have many more discussions on opening the heart in different ways you can do it, more practical ways as well. But this is really the jump start. And if there's any imbalance in your system, it's always really important to come back to the heart, because this connects everything. So a lot of people that I've worked with, and I have friends that are body workers, they work with people, heart is usually can be a big issue for a lot of people. And if you have any relationship issues, especially with yourself, with your ability to appreciate yourself, with self-worth, with confidence, it always comes back here. So I will see you for the throat chakra tomorrow. Much love. Later.